Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, FARAH, aka Dr. Laurent, nurse career coach. And today we're going to be talking about all things LinkedIn, how to leverage LinkedIn for nurses in business. And today we have a very special guest. We have Rachell Dumas, and we're going to be talking about her, kind of her journey on LinkedIn and and what she's doing in terms of nursing, her purpose, her impact, all that great stuff. So thank you so much for joining us. If you want to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And I'm Rachell Dumas. I am the owner of A Light After Nine, also Onward Healthcare Solutions and Education. So I have two businesses, and I'm just happy to be here to talk about how we went from bedside by using LinkedIn to scaling my businesses.
So again, to start off, most of the guests that I do bring on to this show are nurses from all over, right? The US, Canada, and we used LinkedIn to meet. We actually met on LinkedIn very recently.
We did.
And I believe I was doing a live, and I think you
You
commented.
was. Yeah, I watched pretty much all your lives as we edit each other. But yeah, I was commenting on your live because your topics are so great. And I wish I had you while I was in nursing school because you
Oh,
dropped so many gems, literally. So yeah,
thank
that's
you so much. Yeah, so today we're going to kind of touch upon three big areas of why it's so important to be on LinkedIn. And
yeah,
if you don't have a LinkedIn account, let's say you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you're missing all the fun on LinkedIn. You need to be
right.
on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where it's at truly, not only for professional growth for nurses, but also for nurses who are aspiring business owners
Absolutely.
or that are currently in business. And I started my journey about 3 years ago, making the intentional decision to like, hey, I'm really going to leverage LinkedIn for
Yes.
the business. So talk to me about your journey, and a little bit about, both of your businesses and what led you to start these businesses and then your journey on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So I just joined, which to me is recently in 2020 when I started my first business, which is Onward Healthcare Solutions and Education, which was all about COVID compliance. I started in 2020 when I saw a deficit with healthcare, smaller healthcare companies. They couldn't keep up with all these recommendations. I mean, really, nobody could at the time. It was just something always coming out. So I wasn't really leveraging LinkedIn like I am now. I missed out on all the networking opportunities that LinkedIn provides. I missed out on the opportunities to go live and to share my expertise and to meet mentees, mentors, and people and companies that I could partner with. But when I started A Light After Nine, my current nonprofit, I made sure I leveraged it. And now I've met so many amazing people who are there pulling you up to where they are, like you, Farah, and also people who are looking up to me and looking up to what my company does. And then other people that I'm like, okay, I really could partner with these people. So it's super important. And I've learned so much from this experience from not using it to using it now.
Okay, awesome. So, talk to me a little bit more about the nonprofit because I'm interested to know how this kind of came about, uh, and a little bit about maybe for other nurses who are interested in maybe starting a nonprofit. How did it come about? The idea, the actual action to take forward to build it up.
Absolutely. So entering the entrepreneurship arena is scary because in nursing school, we're not taught to be entrepreneurs. It's not even something that's touched on remotely, which is crazy to me at this point in time in 2024. It
Yeah.
has to be implemented into the curriculum. It's unacceptable that it's not. So you're basically going out into the wilderness, with no support, unless you have a LinkedIn and you figure out. A lot of nurses are doing this. They're successful at this, but I started my nonprofit after a complicated 4-year pregnancy journey where I lost 9 babies. And it was a lot of issues with access, failed surgeries, horrible bedside manners, a lack of advocacies. I could go on, but I didn't want other women, families, birthers to go through that issue. So I started this nonprofit to provide resources for mental health grants, finding specialists that are high quality, scholarships, different funding, a mom to mom mentorship. So I wanted to create that space. I wasn't a maternal health nurse at all before I went into this. So it was a lot to learn. And
Wow.
unfortunately, my lived experience gave me a lot of the ammunition I needed to start this nonprofit.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that story, but uh it's inspiring to hear that, you're taking those experiences, that trauma, like you said, that lived experience, and trying to flip it around to help other moms and families, have more successful, uh, you know, experiences and things like that. So I appreciate what you do. I know it's not easy, but, taking that positive approach is very commendable. So
Thank you.
it's amazing what you're doing, providing all these resources. And I know, this is like a whole topic in itself, but women's health definitely is an area that needs a lot more support, attention. And I'm just like tired of hearing of the statistics,
Yeah,
right? So I'm glad that you're actually taking action, and doing something about it. And I think more people who are passionate about this would definitely link up with you.
yeah, please do.
Yeah, even people in Canada or globally, please reach out to her to see how you can make an impact and make a difference. Let's get to like leveraging LinkedIn and how LinkedIn can really help nurses who are interested in either starting a business or growing their business. And the number one thing that I think is so helpful is networking on LinkedIn.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you want to talk about how kind of networking on LinkedIn has helped you and early on in your business, and if you can share some of those challenges, and then how you've kind of grown to your businesses now.
Absolutely. So early on, like I was saying, I barely used LinkedIn, and the challenge was not taking advantage or not knowing how much LinkedIn could offer. So with this business, I definitely took full advantage of LinkedIn. So making sure you're following the right people. So if you're, whether it's maternal health that is your specialty or informatics, you're following those top voices in maternal health informatics. If we're nurses, in nursing, who's giving out that business advice, who's been there, done that, who's also in the gym shooting with you, who's also like trying to do the same things you're doing. You all should connect. That's partnership. But those who have been there, done that, they already paved the way, and you sometimes don't need to reinvent the wheel. It is 2024, AI is out there, and we are trying to reinvent some wheels, but they give you that path. You can see what they've done, what were they successful in, and then you're also adding the right people, and then they're going to show you different conferences they spoke at. You can speak at those different partnerships they have. You can create those partnerships. They're creating, if you add the right people, the blueprint for you to be successful. You just have to pay attention.
Yeah. So I think definitely, you touched upon a lot of different things. So utilizing LinkedIn, number one, being active on LinkedIn. So a lot of nurses out there, whether it's for professional growth or business, may not know how to navigate LinkedIn,
Yeah.
but literally it just comes from using it every day. You'll
Yes.
start to kind of learn how to use it. You
Yeah.
can literally go on YouTube and search how to use LinkedIn, how to post, how to whatever. YouTube University,
Yep.
Google. There's no excuse, right?
There's not, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn literally tells you what to do. They'll
Yep.
tell you how many posts you should do, what contributions to different articles you can do to
Yep.
become a top voice. They'll give you that blueprint. Start a newsletter. It'll tell you how to be successful on LinkedIn. So if you follow that, you're gonna get there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something kind of a new feature that they've added recently
Mm-hmm.
where, they've kind of they're going to take away the top badge. I don't know if they've done it yet, but I was able to get the top badge, like public speaking and in nursing,
Yeah.
for contributing to like particular conversations and
Right.
articles and things. But like you said, they literally give you the blueprint. Right now,
Mhm.
LinkedIn is also pushing a lot of short form videos, which is about 30 seconds to 90 seconds.
Mhm.
So nurses that are out there that are afraid to be on video and things like that, you know, it, you have to start small, right? Like I say, maybe do like an introduction video, but even if you don't want to do that, like she said, simply just connecting with people
Yes.
and asking them to get on maybe on a phone call or a Zoom, especially for all the introverted nurses out there. You can
Yeah.
sit on a phone call and start a conversation, right? If you're a nurse out there who wants to start a business, you know, it might seem overwhelming,
Yes.
but it's really not. You just have to do some research. And like we talk about nursing process all the time. Like literally, if you follow the nursing process, you start step by step, like you'll get to where you want to be.
Yep.
And then the other big thing is like don't network with just nurses
Yeah.
alone, right? Like you could network with other people who are business experts in other areas like marketers, sales,
Yes.
because you need to learn all the other stuff and then go
Right.
to non-nursing events because I've been to like small business conferences that I've met like influential people that I still stay connected with.
Absolutely.
So what are your thoughts on that? Like out of nursing, networking.
Absolutely. One of the things I found out on LinkedIn that I had no clue about is Best Buy Health. I didn't even know Best Buy had a health sector where they do grants, they do different type of webinars, they
Oh, I
do.
didn't know that.
Yes, exactly. We don't know that, but we're on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn and we're connected and we're talking about it. Verizon has a health sector. They give grants. They have a fellowship. All these things. I found that out on LinkedIn, and they're definitely not a healthcare company, but a lot of these companies have healthcare sectors because they're passionate about healthcare. You know, none of their employees can work without healthcare, so they are willing to give you money, willing to give you expertise, and willing to just partner with you and your company. And you won't know that unless you network and you're paying attention and you're seeing what other people are doing. I definitely wholeheartedly believe that you should definitely network with other people who are not healthcare related too, because they have expertise that you still need. At the end of the day, you're still building a business, whether it's healthcare, whether it's tech, whatever it is. They've
Mm-hmm.
been there, done that business wise. So it's so many facets of a business that you need assistance with. So leverage it. You know, yeah.
This is the second part that I wanted to talk about. The power of really using LinkedIn to build your personal brand. Um, because there's so many decision makers here. So whether you want to do partnerships like business to business, like B2B, or finding clients on LinkedIn or people that could refer you to other people. So if you want to talk about that,
Yeah.
how have you built your personal brand here on LinkedIn?
So I have 3 LinkedIn pages, my personal page, also my 2 business pages. And with the business page, one of the things that I did recently, which was free, is post internships and jobs for my business. That's a good way to also get followers and also meet quality people who want to work for you and be in that same realm. Great way to get mentees as well. Internships are really good. They get the experience, you get a mentee, and you're passing along business expertise that you already have. And
Mm-hmm.
also, I'm using it to, like I said, to connect with others. I'm able to find different conferences. I'm able to build my brand by saying, okay, I found this conference. Let me make this post. Let me make this reel. Let me go on this live and talk about how I can apply for this conference and contribute to this conference. I've met so many people in maternal health, but let me talk about my platform, palliative care and maternal health, or nurse entrepreneurship, or whatever the case may be. They
Mm-hmm.
see it and they're seeing me as credible. So there's so many ways to build your brand. You could post jobs. You can add different companies that are relevant to you. You connect, you talk, you comment on other people's posts and let them know what you're doing and how you can partner with them. So it's so many ways.
So, like, what would you say the biggest misconceptions about starting a business would you say for nurses that you're kind of seeing out there that are
Like,
stopping them?
starting is the easiest part. That is the biggest lie with business. It is not that. You have to stay genuine while also staying relevant. You have to build your brand, staying genuine. You in a world of social media, even including professional social media, you want to grow and you want to do it consistently, quickly, or whatever your goal is, but you also have to stay genuine. And sometimes it's hard to get caught up in that. You have to stay true to yourself especially when building your brand. When people see me, they know my story. They know the story is genuine. They know where I'm coming with, and you want the same for yourself. But I will also say another misconception when building business is that it's the amount of research you have to do. I think that's underestimated too, or some people just don't know about it. But you need to completely be an expert at what you're doing. So when people are asking you about this business proposal, what you're going to do with the money they're donating to you, how do you get money? It's so many facets of business. So you're going to forever be a student, and it's a lot of hard work. That's why you're not resting.
And I think the biggest misconceptions for me that I think that stops people is they think that they need a lot of money to start a business. And that's not necessarily true, especially if you're doing, so there's two real major types of businesses. You could do like a product where you're selling a product, or a service type business. So if you're doing a service-based business, that actually does not cost you really anything.
But time.
Your time is what it's costing, especially in the beginning, right? And then the other part is people this is, I guess, with anything. They're like, well, it's not the right timing to start a business.
It'll never be the right time. It'll literally never be I know so many people, friends, who are have these brilliant ideas. And they literally have been sitting on it for years because it's never the right time. Don't be that person. Just get started. That's why I say it's a misconception. Getting started is not always the easiest part either, but it is a hard part as well. Just get started, learn on the way, and prepare to fail.
So the third part I wanted to touch upon is really leveraging LinkedIn for, like you said, business growth, and also really, I guess, business development and business to business or partnerships and things like that. So how has LinkedIn helped you in that aspect?
So you can't do this alone, not sustainably anyway. You just cannot. You're going to need marketing, procurement. You want to grow. And in the beginning, like she said, you may not always have the funds to do that, and especially when you're in nonprofit realm. And sometimes you still need help in the beginning. So one of the things I did was hire interns. So I have an intern helping with outreach. I have one redoing my website, different things, because there are people out here who want to get this experience, or who have the experience but want to get more on their resume, and take advantage of those people, and offer things that you have to them, so it can be a mutual relationship. But that's one of the ways, is definitely leveraging it by adding to your team quality people that you can hopefully eventually pay as long as the business grows.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and I need to adopt that. So yeah, definitely, like I say, business growth, and it takes time to grow. Like for me, people will look at my LinkedIn, and this is one thing about the personal brand. I want to go back, and I started a separate LinkedIn page when I started my business. I probably should have just kept the same one. But whatever. I literally grew my following from 0 to 21,000 in about 3 years. And to me, that's massive. And that was me literally working full time, going to school for my DMP, and 2 small kids. And that's when I also started this business. So if you're out there making excuses, because that's what most people do, oh, I can't start the business because of this, that, and the other, you'll never start, right?
Never start.
I don't want to hear any excuses.
Right.
And I'm a self-promote. Nurses making business moves. The Nurses Guide to Starting a Business. It's literally a workbook with a blueprint that you can get on my website, nursefair.com. You can get from your idea all the way to registering your business. Because literally, that's the easiest thing. And depending on what state you are, you could literally YouTube it and see how to register your business. But really, it's about having that mindset to really start. And like you're saying, when you're in the beginning, you're doing it all yourself. You're the marketer, the social media manager, you're doing it all. But what are some tips for aspiring nurse entrepreneurs to get started? What are some actionable tips that you could give them now?
Start with a business plan. That way, in your mind and on paper, you know exactly all the things that you want to do. How you're going to generate income, who you need on your team. And it's going to evolve too, right? As your business evolves. But start with a business plan. So our LinkedIn user who commented, I really want to start in 2025, you can start that today. You can start that plan today.
I don't know who that is. I'm not sure if that...
It doesn't say a name. But you could file your articles and, start your 501, if you want to do nonprofit, your 501c, or whatever the case, you can start all the paperwork in January, but start today. There's no time like the present. Like she said, she had 2 kids. I had a 4-year pregnancy journey, 9 losses, a child. I was in school with my master's, and I still started 2 businesses. So it's really no excuse. And I've been sick this year, in and out of the hospital. So it's really no excuse at all. If you really want to do it. But start with a business plan. That'll help you get clarity on where you're going and what you want to do. Then also listen to this podcast, because she's definitely dropping on the gems that you need, and follow people who are like-minded and who've been there, done that, so they can also provide you the blueprint as well.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that and the support. But like, I don't know if you've experienced any layoffs or stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk about why they should get started.
Yeah, because of that. I never have one source of income. I've never experienced it. Even like when I was fully at the bedside, I always had 2 jobs. I always had a full-time and a PRN. Just because of that security, the mental toll that it takes on you to know I could be laid off at any time. It's not worth it. I'd rather work hard and have the money than to just be called in the office one day just because of organizational changes. They're laying me off, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So knowing that I can control how much I make by how hard I put into my own work and my own business, I would go to sleep 2 hours a day as long as I know that if I put in this work, I'm going to be fine. And you don't have that stability, like she said, with a job at all, and it's scary. The other caveat is, if you're the business owner, you're going to have to make tough decisions too. So you see it from the other side as well. Not to say all those decisions were right that they did at all.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, and this is why it's so important to like start today. And it could be something simple. Literally, it's just consulting or tutoring or like a service-based business.
ACLS, BLS training. It's so many things that you can do.
Yeah. Like I talk about it all the time. Like literally there was this one ER nurse. I read her story. She was like, she liked to do graphic design and stuff. She started building like planners or journals or something. She became a millionaire from doing that. And she quit her job being a nurse and doing that. And then there's the other nurse that was like selling her, I think everybody heard of her. I don't know if her name is Stephanie Beggs, but she was doing the nursing notes for nursing.
Oh, yeah.
She became a millionaire, literally just selling her nursing notes.
My notes were top tier. Sometimes my teachers used to let me teach the class, like literally. I'm not gonna shout them out because I don't want them to get fired because they still working. But I used to draw the heart and show you how the blood would flow. Like that's how bomb my notes were. But kudos to her.
Yeah, you missed out on that opportunity. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like you don't have to think of some grand, business thing. And literally you could do a lean business plan, and yes, get the book, Nurses Make a Money Move. So I feel like I could talk to you forever because I love talking about business, and I love talking about how we can help nurses make more money, because it pisses me off. Like honestly pisses me off that like we get all these advanced degrees.
Yes.
All this certification, all this knowledge, and then we're like undervalued a lot of times, underpaid.
Yep.
So this is why I want to really inspire and empower nurses to like just start a side hustle. And then who knows what it'll grow into, right? Yep. So, last words for the nurses out there, and like, how can they reach you? How can people work with you, partner? Let them know.
Add me on LinkedIn. I'm Rachell Dumas, RN. Also, we're on Instagram, A Light After 9. We're on TikTok, Dumas RN, and we're on Threads, A Light After 9 as well. We also have a website, alighafter9.org, if you need resources for pregnancy journey, or if you want to reach out based on this conversation. I'd be happy to talk to you if you're trying to start a business or whatever the case may be. But definitely reach out to our leading lady, because she is the one with all the knowledge in that area.
Oh, but please, me too.
Yeah,
especially nonprofits, we might have to talk.
Yeah, yeah. You need some tax write-offs. So.
Yes, so definitely connect with her on LinkedIn. Check out her website. I'll drop the links a little bit later too, once I get all the links, so you can easily connect with her or donate to the nonprofit. If you're interested.
It's Giving Tuesday. It's Giving.
Yes. And again, any last words of advice for the people watching out there?
Just start today, literally today. Just start. That's
yes, just start. Please follow Rachel. Sorry, say it again. Rachell. Oh my God, I'm messing up the name. And thank you everybody for watching.